I'm in it for the money. I'm in it for the fame. I'm in it for the lifestyle that I want. That's what any business is. I want to provide value to the world in the way that I know how, and I want to make money off of that. A starving artist is not cool.
I don't ever want to get to the point to like doing what I love to do feels like a job. It's a gift of where we at in the internet, but the kind of downside to that or the curse to that gift, if you ask me, it's so much shit that you have to do.
What is the first thing you would tell young you to do to set yourself up for the most success as an artist?
Mm. Walmart is Walmart. Kmart is Kmart. You know, that's a brand. You know, it's not just a store. You feel me? So we as artists, we got to think of ourselves the same way. You know, granted, it's cool for some artists to just hop on any track with anybody, post whatever. But if you're taking your music seriously, you have to make yourself into like a little small corporation or a brand, man. How you look, what you post, how often you post, who you collaborate with, all of that, man. Yeah.
I love it, man. So I feel like a lot of artists they get stuck when it comes to like the colors, the logos, all the aesthetics.
Yeah.
And this actually I might just be projecting, I guess, because that's how it started for me. You know, it's like, all right, who is XO Xuded? How am I gonna make sure that, really just like the Instagram grid type of shit. Those are
Right.
those days that I kind of think back on where it's like everybody has to look perfect. I didn't see too many people back then, and this is just a few years ago, that were talking about you are the brand type of
Right.
shit. And it's a good turn, I feel like, for the industry that even though it was already happened naturally, you see more artists being outspoken about this, where
Right.
you know what I mean? They're saying, okay, yeah, I like this, I like that. I was on a podcast episode and I was telling the guy about NLE Chopper how he has a whole vegan thing going on, and now he's got products on his store. So there's people coming in that are vegans might not necessarily have even heard of his music, and
Right.
now because of that, they're like, okay, I fuck with bruh on like a fundamental level. Like he's cool as a person. He believes in the same stuff as me. So when he drops music, what? You're like programmed. It's like, yeah, you want to support.
And and it's crazy, just seeing the time span or seeing how the industry is evolving, in 2 years. Cause you're right, bro. Like, and that's I kind of it's not just you projecting. If you've been doing music as long as we have, bro, and you're still doing it, I feel like every artist has come across that. You know what I'm saying? Cause that was me, man. I mean, you did like my first logo. You know what I'm saying? And I was so stuck on like that bear monster shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, hey, well, I don't want it to drop. If it don't look a certain way, X, Y, Z. Um, and just kind of piggybacking off of what you said with NLE Chop. I don't think that was wrong for us as artists. You know what I'm saying? For me, I put that as like growing phases as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah.
Especially with us doing it like the independent route. We don't got no label. We ain't got no A&Rs telling us, hey, okay, don't worry about it. Don't stress it.
And I think really it sounds weird, but putting music aside is where I start to look at other artist brands. Like putting the music aside, I might not be a fan, but obviously it's proven to work. You feel me? It's no different than you might like peanut butter, you might not. That doesn't mean that it's not a successful product that's being sold and has been sold for centuries or however long. You feel me?
Right, right,
But
right.
I don't know. After all of this, saying yeah, we are the brand. It might come as a surprise, but this past year, I personally found out. I realized I had an epiphany that this whole branding thing was not exactly what I thought it was, and I had been doing it wrong, basically from the jump.
Can you like explain on that a little bit? Like what you like?
So the way that I have it, I have a whole framework that I'm gonna end up putting together and putting out on the platform at some point this year. But we have brands that are broken into three different dimensions.
Okay.
And think of like a cartoon that like a two-dimensional cartoon.
Okay.
That's basically how I've been doing my whole career. So you got the first dimension, and that's going to be your music. The first dimension has to start with your music. We're artists. I hope it goes without being said. You don't want to go too far. Like if NLE Chopper kept just pushing the vegan, 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 and he fell off on the music, he stops being known as the rapper. He starts being known as the vegan guy,
Right.
not the
Right.
rapper that happens to be vegan.
Right.
So then the second dimension is like your personality, you as an artist. That's where it comes in. You are the brand. And that's kind of where I stop. And you know me for a couple years now, so like I'm naturally introverted. I'm cool once we start chopping it up, but I'm not the person that is
You ain't finna
first
go
to like
spark up a conversation. Like, yeah.
right, right, to my own detriment, bro. Like when I know it's the best thing to do, and it still fucks me up. So like going live always seemed I would be going live showing my personality, but then what would I do? My introverted ass would start leaning directly on my music. This is awkward. People are in here. Let me put on a beat and start rapping. That's the only thing that these motherfuckers want.
Right.
I'm just like a jukebox with skin, basically. You feel me? So not only was I only a two-dimensional artist, my second dimension really wasn't anything that was that had any depth to it, if that makes sense. Whether you mean to or not, the second dimension, like I said, is you. You could never post, never do anything. People will still have a thought about you. You know
Yep.
what I mean? You'll just be whatever. Even if you're not around, somebody will have some sort of thought about you.
Right.
And then it's the people that go out and they kind of take control of the narrative and they can say, okay, no, I'm funny. Let me show you that in my lives. I am actually a deep thinker. Let me get on a podcast and show you the type of shit that I be thinking of. So that's kind of where I fell short. And before I get into the third dimension, I kind of just want to hear your take on that, man.
I mean, honestly, to you, it's like for me, because like I'm about to gear up to start dropping like a shit ton of more music. I'm actually waiting on this engineer that I met through Stavo. Um, he's taking a lot longer than I definitely would like, but I'm waiting on him to get me back the finished version of Proudlands 2. I got an R&B project dropping right after that, so I got a lot of different projects rolled out on the calendar this year. And, just a promo to get myself out there in addition to the ads that I'm going to be running. I'm going to be going live frequently, and I'm the type of person, bro, like, I can spark up a conversation with anybody, but it's not gonna be like it's me and you talking. Like I'm a little bit socially awkward. You know what I'm saying? I'm a private person when I record. You know what I'm saying? Like I have my partners in the studio with me. I have my partners in the booth or whatever. But I don't want my fans to be that close. Also to kind of keep like that mystique going about me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking like, damn, okay, what am I gonna talk about on live? And that's you just saying like the second dimension, like the two-dimensional brands. You know what I'm saying? That kind of answered, not really answered the problem, but it alleviated a little bit of stress for me. You feel me? Before I even got to that point, because I know myself, bro. A week going live, a month going live, bro. Like I ain't in the mix like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't really hit the club like that. Like I chill, I record. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I know after a while, folks is gonna get tired of seeing that. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I hadn't even realized it like to that point. But I can definitely see what you're saying. Especially with some of these artists that kind of they took social media and they used it for what it was for, and that was to expand their brand. But I think they linked too heavy on that. You know what I'm saying?
That's that's exactly right. That's where I started looking outward because you look at let's take the content creators like the social media influencers, whatever the hell they want to be called. You feel me?
Right.
Take those people aside. let's look at the businesses that are on YouTube,
Right.
which I have a part of this epiphany is realizing how much YouTube really plays a part in all this. How much everything else can really just feed into YouTube.
Right.
Um, but if you look at every other business owner, man, they're going crazy like these content creators. They're getting creative with it. They're not only giving massive value, but then they're putting in their own little ads in their own videos for their own
Yep.
products.
Yep.
And you rock with them because they've been giving you nothing but free value.
Yep.
And then this shit getting creative. You got the Alex and Layla Hermosis, the
Yep.
whoever the hell you want to look at, Diary of the CEO, bro. These people are going crazy. I don't know if you ever seen a Diary of the CEO podcast. This man opens it up like it's some sort of cinematic trailer.
Yeah.
It could be something like this diet is gonna kill, bro. By the end of it, I'm like, damn, bro. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, how are we getting out? Like these people are being more creative than us as creators.
And
And
not to
that's when I'm
cut
like,
you
okay,
off, because like I fuck with dogs real heavy. Like again from you, bro. Like Marley, bro. Like you told me,
yeah,
Marley was an American bully, bro. So I fell in love with the bullies, bro. So I followed his bully page, and he has like I think he Fit Bully TV, man. Long story short, bro. And like 6 months back, I'm watching one of his videos, and it wasn't even an ad for one of his products, bro. It was just like, hey, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and he had like just beef footage and the cinematic cuts, the whole shit, and then like two videos later, then he let in with like the dog supplements that he was selling. You know what I'm saying? And I
yeah,
ain't like what you're talking about right now. I looked at that and I was like, yeah, no, like 2024, I definitely when I do start hopping on social media heavy, I gotta come at it completely different from how I was planning to because it's like if this motherfucker is talking about dogs and he's doing it like this, like all of the pages you're saying, you know what I'm saying? Like
come on.
what the fuck do I look like just hopping on like, hey, okay, this is just a music video. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is
It's
yeah,
boring as fuck. That's what it is. And like the mystique thing you were talking about,
yeah,
I think like, I the weekend
yeah,
killed the mystique thing.
yeah,
One, let's go ahead and just, take a minute for how talented this man is and like how his voice like just it spoke for itself.
yeah,
You feel me?
yeah,
Your talent has to be all the way up there. But nowadays, in my opinion, I feel like if you go the mystique route, you're banking on people falling in love with the music. And worst or best case scenario, that's what they are falling in love. That's what they're fans of.
yeah,
And then they might be curious, like, man, who is the person behind this music that I love? But yeah, man, that's why I was just like, not only am I doing this two-dimensional brand wrong, like I was also missing a whole dimension. And I actually, bro, I've done like the different mentorships, I've done the
right,
courses, coaching, all of that, man. Like I remember talking to one of my mentors about this, and I was just like, bro, I like how other artists, let's say the NLE Choppers of the world or the Snoop Dogg's, Wiz Khalifa having his own strain, like how people are able to tie in other things, and it seems like seamlessly. It's
right,
just like I want to do that, but it's just like, what if between making the music and going online and doing the content and keeping up with the business, making sure you keep track of all that, uploading the lyrics, going to YouTube to actually look at more content to learn more, reading the books, all the fucking shit that comes
right,
with being a one man band.
yeah,
What if by the end of that you look up and you've been driven for so many years and you're like, bro, this is kind of all I do. This is who I am. And I used to pride myself with that.
yeah,
I'm an artist at the core. The fuck you mean? Of course.
yeah,
That's all I do. Now, what did I say, bro? This shit's boring.
yeah,
This is all and I'm telling my mentor this just like I want to tie something else in and he's trying to help me. And he was like, what do you do? It's like, I mean, I watch TV, I watch some Family Guy at the end of the night, I kick it. but I got a family. I don't want to. I'm not a movie critic. I don't want to have my kid. I'm not hiding my kids and my girl and all that. But it's like I'm not sitting here like, yep, I'm the Family Guy rapper. You know,
Right.
it's
Right.
not a
Yeah.
part of my brand at the same time. So it's just like I'm telling him, and he kind of just sitting here, and it's like, all right, he came to the same conclusion I did. I'm just fucking boring. I got to do something about this shit, bro. Like he just, you know what I'm saying? He had no answer. Like, man, I don't know. You just gonna have to think on it. Like,
Well, buddy, you're
but,
fucked.
you know what I'm saying? Well, sir, you might want to just start talking about some music. It sounds like that's all the fuck
Shit.
you do. Fuck. That's what I was just like, and then you add on the fact that I wasn't going live that often. You know what I mean? I'll put the posts and the tweets where it's like you can get a little piece of my mind, but I'm not actively like consciously saying, okay, this is a part of my strategy. Let me show somebody a piece of me.
Right.
Um, so you add that on top of it, it's like, bro, all you are is like I said, is you a jukebox with some skin on it, bro. Like
And see
that's it.
and that's where I don't ever want to get to the point to where it's like this shit is born for me. Not cause like bro, like, we got kids, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, we can't be out there too much. You feel me? But on that same tip, bro, like
I don't want to be. That's the real thing. That's the real truth.
you feel
Not
me?
even it ain't even can't no more, bro. The fuck you mean? I choose here. My studio's here. Fuck all that.
Bro, you feel me? Like, dog. But see, it's like I don't ever want to get to the point to like doing what I love to do feels like a job. And that's where I feel like it's a gift of where we at in the internet or in terms of the internet for us as artists, because we can make millions off this shit, you know what I'm saying? But the kind of downside to that or the curse to that gift, if you ask me, it's so much shit that you have to do as an independent artist, even if you got a fucking team, man, like to get not even just to the point to where it's like you're making a million, bro. Cause we're not we're businesses, but we're not in this for the money. You know what I'm saying? Granted, we gotta pay the bills, you know what I'm saying? The business has to
You,
sustain us though.
you know what? I used to say that. That's what I'm saying. I used to pride myself with that shit, bro.
Word.
Not in it for the money, and I meant it. Not in it for the money. Artist to my core, and a starving artist is not cool.
At all.
You
I feel
goddamn
bro. Like,
right. I'm in it for the money. I'm in it for the money. I'm in it for the fame. I'm in it for the lifestyle that I want. I'm in it for the passion that I have and being able, you know how fulfilling that is?
yo,
And I feel like there's such a dark cloud that goes around that. Like, bro, you know what I mean? You're just you're sounding kind of selfish or whatever. You sound like an asshole sitting here saying you're in it for the money and all that. It's just like, bro, what are you talking about? That's what any business is. I want to provide value to the world in the way that I know how, and I want to
right,
make money off of that.
yeah.
So it's like depending on how you say it, it's just like it really don't sound that bad. It really don't.
Is he, like nobody had ever spun it from that perspective. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is because besides 50 Cent, bro, motherfuckers ain't dropping game like this. Just you know what I'm saying? Like 50 Cent back when he dropped Get Rich or Die Trying. Granted, he took his street knowledge, his knowledge in the code game, and he just applied it to the music. But nobody was like really ever giving out like business models on the music industry. You know what I'm saying? Even though half of these motherfuckers was using it, you know what I'm saying? So up until now, I had never heard, bro, yes, music. I knew music was a business, you feel me? And like again, I say marketing, not marketing, fucking with you and hanging out with you and just kind of like watching you and studying you, I picked that up from you. Now, when we met in PLD, bro, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just happy to be here. And kind of like over the years, I've kind of like modeled, like, not modeled myself, but I kind of like geared up, like, okay, like, I'm taking this shit serious. It sucks to see that, okay, I just spent $500 on this whole EP and I got zero monthly listeners, you feel me? But just hearing the way you just spoke that, you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like that's the whole purpose of why we're doing, or why I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to add value to the world and get paid for that.
Because the thing is, bro, unless you want to be on that rat race to constantly be like, damn, and a part of it is the infinite game. Where of course I love the marketing side. I love looking at all the analytics, all that shit. But putting that to the side, it's bigger than that. It's
Yeah,
deeper than that, and it needs to get bigger than that, or it'll always stay small.
yeah.
So that in fact, the last time this was what back 2022, I think was the last time like that we had bumped into each other when I had showed you that song
Mm-hmm.
that I was recording on.
Mm-hmm.
That ended up being the song that now has almost 3 million streams. First ever, nothing major, whatever the fuck. But
Yeah,
you would have told me years ago, millions of streams, okay. You know what you mean? You made how much? I profited a lot off of that song. You feel me? Off
yeah,
of a like a $50 lease type shit.
yeah, yeah.
So it's just like all of that shit was there. And then I realized, damn, this shit is empty. I'm falling flat, but of course I am. I got a two-dimensional brand.
Right.
So it's just like, and then that's what I think really started to fuck me up. Cause then it's just like, okay, next song, let's do it again.
Yeah.
But because I had such a flat brand, when people were coming into the funnel and I finally had one that's just like, people were like, oh, fuck yeah, let me get some more of that. They had nothing to stick to. It was so flat, they were just bouncing off. And they might have taken the song with them, i.e., they still got it in their playlist. They're still listening to it. But what's the newest XO Xuded song? Fan that is listening to this song. Oh, I don't know. I really just rock with this song. Come on.
Right.
And that's not on you. That's not on you. The consumer is going to be the consumer. It's on us as the business owners to be like, okay,
Right.
these songs are my products. How am I going to put these out here and have them so in love with the business that they want to consume everything that we put out?
Right.
There's a reason why the same material that you have for a Versace wallet and a Walmart wallet, it's the same material, but they also go like how much more expensive? It ain't
Right.
that much more. It might be like $5 to make that the Walmart wallet and $10 to make the Versace.
Right.
But you get where I'm saying, where it's just like, okay, if I'm falling flat and these people are just bouncing off, I don't want to just keep doing this. Where like you said, I sat here and I remember one day, bro, I made like over 100 just micro content. And I'm cutting it up. I had the green screen behind me because bro, I don't really have a whole bunch of people rocking with me. I don't have people that can hold the camera. So it's like I gotta get creative. I want to be in different places and shit like that. So I had the green screen behind me. I'm changing the scenes behind me. And I had over 100 different pieces of content. And I started burning out. And it's like, yeah, it was starting to work. And it's like, damn. I'm just doing it over and over, and I feel like I'm doing a losing game. I'm trying to get the attention of somebody I've already gotten their attention. It's
Right.
just like I shouldn't have to keep doing. Some of y'all, yeah, but I shouldn't have to keep doing that.
Right.
Um. So, and it's funny you say 50 Cent because he's a perfect example of somebody that has a three-dimensional brand. So before we get done, I just kind of want to close the loop of what makes the 3D artist as far as like my framework and philosophy goes. The third dimension is what you do outside of music.
Okay.
But what if you're like me and all you do right now, because the season you're in or the season you've been in, honestly, nigga, for years, the
Right.
season ain't been changing, bro. The
Right.
season you in is just music, 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 music. Oh, I
Yeah.
got time for my family. I eat, I shower, shit, whatever the fuck. But
Yeah.
anything that is like anything that's free time, music, music,
Music.
music.
Yep.
So what do you do then? All right, something you do outside of music. Wait, hold on. When you was younger, you said you wanted to pop off and you know what I'm saying, you were going on tour. I'm talking about take it back to a 14-year-old kid that
Yeah.
had this dream of being an artist. And it's like, oh, and I love how some artists they end up getting in movies and I kind of want to like make my own movie. And it's like, bruh, imagine if I had an album where every single song was a different episode of a TV show. And then I
Right,
found a way to incorporate. These are things that I thought of back in like middle school. And I was like,
right,
one day, bro, I'm going to do that shit when I pop off and I got my team and record label. Nigga, one day hasn't happened.
right,
And one day actually may never happen, especially since, bruh, you haven't even had a goal to be signed by a record label. But
right,
I forgot about that little kid's dream, bro. And I accepted that I was boring. Me talking to my mentor, that was 2 years ago.
word,
It
okay,
wasn't until till last year that I'm like, okay, this could be something I want to do. And I can start incorporating that shit now.
right,
I want to act. I want to act and be in movies. Wait, and you want to do your own movies? Actually, that goes hand in hand. Make your own, nigga.
yeah, yeah,
Get do your own script. Put your song in the soundtrack.
yeah,
Actually, have a movie where you're the artist. There's you're a random artist and you just happen to use one of your songs. Get creative with it.
right, 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 right,
You
right,
want to show your personality? Have a podcast. Look at these other business owners. They put, what did I say earlier? They have their products
yeah,
as their own commercials. What is your product? Your song.
right,
Hey,
right,
just a quick interruption on this podcast, but whatever, get creative. Here's my music. So now people are fucking with you. You're in their ears on a podcast, and they're fucking with you as
in
a
their
person.
faces, yeah, 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 yeah,
Every single episode, they hear that little hook or 15 seconds or whatever. All right, back to the episode.
right.
No hard sell, nothing. And
It's
that's
subconscious.
when I was just,
It's
come on.
subconscious. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah, man. That's when it really all came together for me, bro. When I found a way to incorporate that third dimension, and that's something that I look forward to this year is when I'm gonna start that off.
So before we hop off, to any inspiring artist or any established artist, you know what I'm saying, who may be hitting that same wall that you hit, that honestly, bro, that you saved me from hitting, bro, because nigga, everything you describing, dog, like, bro, like, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, one of the things you taught me was definitely, you got to have like a strategy to come to it. But any artist who is hitting that wall or who wants to um, tap into that third dimension, do you have any pointers on how they would do that or any advice for them?
Yeah, man. That's why this indie leverage shit at first was to scratch an itch where I'm gonna end up doing documentaries and all that. One of the short films I'm gonna do is about this framework. It actually ironically applies to any artist at any level. It even
Well,
applies to different businesses and shit like that. It doesn't really matter. So let's keep it focused on the artist right now.
okay,
But this framework is so solid to where you get to the third dimension. You don't know what you're gonna pick. Man, I'm boring. I'm just like you, XO. All I do is music. Okay. Write down a list of all of your interests. Don't. This is like I don't know if you ever heard of like the show Office when they used to do their
right,
writing sessions.
right,
There was no wrong answers. You just put everybody just puts their answers out. If somebody liked it, you would start adding on top of it. So
right,
kind of get in that free flow state and just write down all of your interests
okay,
without thinking about how am I going to involve music into this? How am I going to correlate the two? And once you have all your interests now, start thinking about what you would like to do in the future. Start thinking about how you would actually like to see yourself. It could be, however, not to get too woo woo, but visualize where you'd want to be. If everything you scratched your music itch, and I'm not saying you're done with it, but now you're at that point of your career where you're known, you're gotten to that point. After that, what do you see yourself doing? Are you Wiz Khalifa, where you want your own strand of weed? Then
right,
niggas get a podcast where you're talking about weed, where you're
right.
where you're doing this and that. Start interviewing different scientists. I don't even know botanists. I don't know, nigga. People that plant weed. Start
Botanist,
talking to them people.
yeah.
I don't know, bro. Come
Just like,
on.
go with this
Start
shit,
doing
dog.
your research.
Yeah,
Start, move to a fucking state where you can legally grow that. I don't even know you know what I'm saying? It's like whatever it is. If you want to skateboard, like Lil Wayne, start doing music videos where you're skateboarding.
right,
You can start getting other skateboard. Man, I'm gonna keep saying the podcast because that's the easiest thing for your second dimension. And
yeah,
for your third dimension, it's like, all right, what am I gonna do? Yeah, I could skateboard in my music video. I could. interview different people that are skateboarders professionally, but what do I do if I want to actually showcase it? Nigga, what you mean? Put a camera on.
Yeah.
Be like, okay, now I'm trying to learn this ollie or whatever the fuck. I've
Yeah.
never been able to do it. Take these people on that road with you. So
Right.
now you got skateboarder people, and then honestly, I would recommend if you're going to do a podcast, if you're doing a skateboarder podcast in this metaphor or in this hypothetical artist situation, that would really still be in your third dimension. You need another podcast that's just you. Like, what's your personality?
Right.
Even and it doesn't have to be a podcast. It could just be, all right, I will commit and dedicate myself to going live once a week
Okay.
on every single platform. So it's really, if you're on 4 platforms, you're going live 4 different times, or
Right.
you can it's whatever the fuck. The details don't matter.
Right.
But if you start strategically thinking, how am I going to get my first dimension heard? Where my music and all of that, don't get too like it's a conveyor belt, like you're in a part of an assembly line. Where, like I said, you got a green screen behind you, and you're just pumping out the song over and over and over.
Right.
Man, it takes the passion out of it. Get creative with it. Do something hard where, like, by the end of it, it's just like, bro, fuck yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like,
For sure.
so once you got the music, you got something to look for in your personality, and then you have your third dimension figured out. It's just about filling that in with content, and you will never run out of content. You will never feel boring, and you could just bring in people in so many different ways. We haven't even talked about how to monetize. We're gonna save that for another episode. But think about, like I said, another shopper over here selling his own shit. But what about brand endorsements?
Right.
Okay, if you well, now you got skateboarding thing that would have happened if you were just the artist. Now you
Right.
got a skateboard, you got whatever the fuck it is. You could fill in the blank. And that's why one time I had my girl, after I did this framework, I'm like, just start giving me hypothetical situations. She's like, okay, I'm a singer and I want to be a model and a dancer as well. And you know what I mean? So
Right.
just I
Right.
started throwing different shit. And I'm like, damn, you can literally always find a way to correlate the two. And if you're ever in doubt, I'm gonna leave it with this. If you're ever in doubt, like, damn, I don't know how to tie my music in with my skateboarding video, bro, just do an ad like a regular business person.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick interruption. Here's my song, blah blah blah. Obviously, don't make it all corporate and shit.
Right. Right. Right.
We're businessmen, bro, and then we have the luxury of being business and like a influencer all
Right.
mixed together. Now, if you saw younger you, Cal,
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about you. You just started out.
Okay.
What is the first thing that you would tell young you to do to set yourself up for the most success as an artist?
Mm. Fuck what everybody else thinks. Fuck people who aren't actual fans. You know what I'm saying? Cause that held me back for a while, bro. Just keeping it honest, man. Like,
Also,
um, I mean, cause we go back a couple of years, bro. Like you said earlier, and I remember we was I was trying to be like this hard bar for bar rapper. Like I was trying to be like the next Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? Like Eminem, cool, whatever. But that that's not who I am as an artist. You know what I'm saying? I'm a deep minded individual, but like just keeping it honest, bro. Like it took me so long to write as an artist on that straight, deep, substance, conscious music all of the time, right? And that was kind of like that was more fuel whenever I get around people. You like, oh well, such and such. Like perfect example, bro. We was in the collective we was in. You feel me? And
yeah,
we was at a show. We had just did a show, some shit, and it was folk in the collective that was supposed to be rocking with us, right?
okay,
And they was like, I forgot how we got on the subject, but it was like, oh well, if we're doing like a feeding order, it's this person's at the top, Then it's that person. Then it's this, you know what I'm saying? And then it's you, Cal. You know what I'm saying?
You basically overheard. They're like, okay, if we doing bar for bar, talent wise, and they just kind of did like a rating scale.
Right. And they put me at the bottom of it. Now, granted, bro, coming from the energy I was on, bro, if we collective, it's supposed to be a little bit of competition, but at the same time, we all supposed to be doing music collectively. You feel me?
Who's they? Was it people in the collective or
Yeah,
like outside people at the
no.
show?
It was, and that's what I'm saying. You know, fuck with people who aren't actually tapping into your shit. Fuck what they say, because
That's good.
um, as an artist, bro, you have to listen to your fans to a certain degree. You know what I'm
Come on.
saying?
Yeah.
You can't just anybody who tells you they make music for themselves. Either they're not actually an artist and they're doing this shit for a hobby,
Yeah.
or they just capping.
Come
But what
on.
I'm talking about is the moms. It's just like, oh well, you could have did this different. You know what I'm saying? Or your partners that you just hopped on the song with. You know what I'm saying? Granted, cool, get input, but don't take input like this person is actually about to stream your shit. Like this person is actually about to buy that t-shirt. Like this person is actually about to buy on tour. Because we've heard it time and time again. Home field don't support until you own. You know what I'm saying? That would be like the first and really the main thing, bro. Cause like you were one of the only people that had like any type of like it was you and Stavo, bro. That wasn't y'all were the only two that wasn't fucking with me personally. Like just Khalil as an artist, hey bro, you really need to start singing on your songs. Like, bro, I
Mm,
really think you should just do this whole track, just your vocals.
right.
And like, I don't know, bro. Like that ain't I fuck with it. But see, now that I'm doing that, bro, I just told you I got a whole R&B project dropping. You know what I'm saying?
Now you're starting to lean into it.
You feel me? You know,
Yeah.
but just keeping it a brick, that was off of listening to what niggas who wasn't streaming my shit, even if I was barring niggas up, hopping on that hard shit, none of that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Yeah.
that's the main piece of advice, bro. Fuck with anybody who ain't showing you the likes, who ain't sharing it, man. Fuck them all.
Hey man, that's I think we can't close this any better than that. Fuck them
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
It's gonna be a bumpy road. You should want it to be a bumpy road, man, because there's no fucking finish line. You're gonna keep going. You're gonna keep going. You're gonna keep
for
going.
sure.
Because guess what? You'll cross whatever imaginary finish line is in your head, and then you're just gonna make up another one.
Yeah,
And if you don't, if you're one of those people that you get to the finish lines, all right, I'm done. I'm not saying you're not a real artist, but you just stuck to your strategy. You knew you know what I'm saying? You knew what you was doing. I just want to come in real quick. I don't know why anybody that just wants to get a bag real quick would choose the artist route. I wouldn't recommend it. There's
at all.
hundreds of
Say that one more
thousands of
time, bro. Say that one more
come
time.
on, man. It is
Like,
not the way. It is not the way to go get a quick bag. I don't know who the fuck been saying that shit. But man, that advice that you would have told younger you, I wish you would have been around to tell younger me as well.